The Eagles moved to 5-0 with a decisive win over the Rams this Sunday. There were 5 top plays that really stood out that we're going to break down, including our key play to victory. Let's dive in. Now, what we're going to see here on this play is a simple high-low concept to Jalen Hurts' right. And a high-low basically puts a lot of stress on underneath zone defenders. So you see these guys right here at the goal line. They are in zone coverage for the LA Rams on this play. And if you look, you're going to see that Dallas Goedert, he's going to work up the field. He's going to work to the back of the end zone. And Devontae Smith, he's going to run just a little ball route right at the goal line. So you're going to put that defender in a bind underneath. Now, you can see that there's a crease there for Dallas Goedert to work on. But I want to go back to the beginning here because there's something very important that Jalen Hurts does here. And I want you to watch Jalen Hurts' eyes as he catches the snap. He immediately looks to the left. You've got A.J. Brown over there. That safety in the middle of the field. He has got to respect the fact that, yeah, I've got A.J. Brown. He's gone over 100 in 2 straight weeks. We've got to make sure we account for him, and I'm reading Jalen Hurts' eyes. Now, Jalen, as soon as he hits the top of his drop, you can already see he hits that back step, and he knows already that he is going to pull this trigger and put this on Dallas Goedert away from the safety. Watch the ball placement here from Jalen Hurts. He puts it on the inside shoulder of Dallas Goedert, and you can see it really well from the end zone angle because, again, Jalen Hurts is going to catch the snap. He's going to drop back and look again. Where are his eyes looking? They're going right to the left. He takes a peek at that safety in the middle of the field to make sure, hey, you know what? He's not cheating over to Dallas' side. Let me make sure I throw away from that safety. Outstanding throw. Great pitch and catch there. Jalen Hurts to Dallas Goedert. It capped a 75-yard touchdown drive. That was 45 yards on the drive from Dallas Goedert. He got off to a hot start. The Eagles got off to a hot start, and they jumped to a 7-0 lead early in this game. Now, you talk about tone setting, right? That's going to happen early on in the football game. How about the guys that can close? And that's what Hassan Reddick has done time and time again. He has been such an impact playmaker for the Eagles, and this happened in this game. He had 2 sacks late in the game, consecutive plays, and this first one here is outstanding because he's going to win on the high side. But before we get to Hassan Reddick, I want you to look at Milton Williams, number 93, the defensive tackle. Now, they are sliding away from him, the protection. Take a look at those 3 offensive linemen. They are sliding towards linebacker Nicholas Morrow because Morrow is lined up in the A-gap right over the center. Morrow's not blitzing here, but the center, he has to respect the idea of him blitzing. Remember, Nicholas Morrow just had 3 sacks a week ago against Washington. You have to respect that pass rush threat. So that means Milton Williams, he is left one-on-one. And watch what he does here. He's going to set a little in and out move. He wins inside with a nice swim, crosses into Stafford's face. And again, you can see as soon as Stafford sees that color in his face, he immediately tucks the ball and feels like he's got to get out of dodge. Now you get time for Hassan Reddick to turn the corner, and he's able to get home for a sack. That one goes for -2 yards, and it brings up 4th and a mile. But before we get to the next play, let's look at the coverage on the back end because we're going to see here that Tutu Atwell, the small wide receiver for the Rams, he's going to come across the field in jet motion. And watch the safeties here. Reed Blankenship and Justin Evans. They change responsibilities, and Evans, he's going to drop right into the hole where those routes both end up. Matthew Stafford can't get rid of this football. He's got Milton Williams already flashing in front of his face. He can't throw where he wants to off his first read. He tucks it, he runs, and Reddick is able to get home for the sack. So you had Milton Williams flash early color. You had Hassan Reddick pursuing from the backside. The safeties did a great job on the back end and exchanging responsibilities and getting into the passing lane, and the Eagles bring up 4th and a mile. It's 4th and 12. And watch what the Rams do here. Because what they're going to do, you see what they did with the running back. They put him inside of Hassan Reddick, and they did this a lot throughout the day. They tried to help those offensive tackles as often as they could with running backs and tight ends chipping. And if you watch here, that's what they're trying to do to both Josh Sweat and Hassan Reddick. You've got 2 sets of eyes on both of these edge rushers. Now, watch Reddick. This is such a freaky athletic play from the Pro Bowl pass rusher. He's going to dip and rip. He gets underneath Kyren Williams, who is about 5'9", coming out of Notre Dame a couple years ago in the NFL draft. He gets underneath Williams, stumbles, stays alive, and he's able to turn the corner and get home. He smashes Matthew Stafford, and the Eagles get off the field on 4th down. Now, let's take a look here on the back end and take a look at what the Eagles did from a coverage standpoint. Again, it's 4th and long. You got to worry about who the biggest target is for the LA Rams. And in this game, that was Cooper Kupp. And watch what the Eagles do here. It is a designated double team with both Darius Slay and Justin Evans at the top of the screen. Matthew Stafford is thinking about going downfield, but he does not have time. Hassan Reddick is able to get home for the sack, and the Eagles get off the field. All right, let's get to point number 3 here, and we're going to get to Dallas Goedert, a season-high 117 yards through the air for number 88. And this one was a big one here in the second half, a 49-yard catch on a deep double move. Now, we're going to take a look at the route. Here's Dallas Goedert. It's a little pinwheel route where he's going to kind of do a 360 and turn down the left sideline. But there's a lot more that goes into this play and why it succeeds. You can see that the Eagles are in a 2-by-2 set. It's very even in terms of how the receivers are distributed across the width of the field. In turn, look at the LA Rams. They're playing quarters coverage where you've got 4 DBs responsible for all 4 quarters of the field, right? So all 4 of these DBs, they are responsible for their area in the deep part of the field. Now, this is a zone coverage concept, but the beauty of attacking this coverage is that at a certain depth, when you've got vertical routes working down the field, even though it's zone, it turns into man coverage. And that's where offenses can really start to play with DBs and their responsibilities here from a coverage standpoint. Watch Devontae Smith. He's going to run a post route here at the bottom of the screen where he's going to work vertically up the field and then work towards the middle. He's going to attack the deep middle of the field. This is Jalen Hurts' first read on this play. Now, as we watch the route develop, you're going to see he starts working inside, and that corner, he is going to plaster this route. This probably could have been an illegal contact penalty down the field, but watch. You see Dallas Goedert, he's already breaking open. So Jalen Hurts, he sees, you know what, this corner, he has left his area of coverage. He has left a giant void down the left sideline, and Dallas Goedert, he's working in coverage against a 300-pound defensive lineman. Jalen Hurts delivers a beautiful ball down the rail, and the Eagles get a huge explosive play from Dallas Goedert. This goes 49 yards. Dallas Goedert, again, 117 yards on the day. He's the first tight end this season in the entire NFL to reach the century mark through the air. Just a huge, huge performance there from number 88. Now, we would be remiss if we did not talk about the pass protection in this game. You take a look at Aaron Donald, once again, held off the scoreboard, no sacks. The Eagles are one of 2 teams in the entire NFL that Aaron Donald has yet to record a sack against. And just watch here on this play. They slide protection his way. You've got 3 bodies worried about him with Jason Kelce, Sua Opeta, and even DeAndre Swift. He's got eyes on Aaron Donald. That's going to give Jalen Hurts plenty of time to step up into this pocket, sidestep the pressure from the right, and deliver a beautiful strike to Dallas Goedert for the explosive play. All right, so the number 2 item on my list after going through the tape was the defensive adjustments made by Sean Desai and the defensive staff throughout this game. And really, you saw a lot of different things. Go back to that sack we showed from Hassan Reddick. You saw a double team on Cooper Kupp. You saw zone coverage at times on the back end. You saw straight man-to-man coverage at times on the back end. Now, what the Rams like to do more than any team in the NFL is line up in a bunch set. And you see Atwell come in motion here late before the snap, and right away, you're going to get communication on the back end between these 4 Eagles defenders because they're not in man-to-man coverage here. The Rams were able to create some big plays early on in this game, but down here in the high red zone, they're going to do what is called normally a box call, where you've got 4 defenders basically making a box over 3 receivers. And you can see it really developed well here. No matter how these routes deploy, the Eagles have answers. It's basically 4 versus 3. And if you're the defense, you like those numbers. Look at Matthew Stafford. He is looking to that 3 receiver side, and he realizes, man, I don't have anywhere to go with this football. The Eagles also have numbers on the backside of this play. You can see it's 3 over 2 eligible receivers. So what that means is you're relying on that 4-man rush. And watch Hassan Reddick. He's going to push the pocket here, get Stafford to step up right into the waiting arms of Jalen Carter. Carter comes away with his first sack of the afternoon. Now, if we take a look at this from the end zone angle, I want to give a nod to the rush from Jalen Carter, because if you watch Hassan Reddick here, typically we know that he likes to win with speed around the corner, but here he's going to go right through the chest of the offensive lineman. It's an outstanding bull rush from Reddick. He goes speed to power and pushes the pocket. Watch Jalen Carter. He knows that the offensive line is sliding away from him on this play. So he's got a one-on-one matchup against the right guard, Kevin Dotson. He's going to work in that vaunted club swim move, and he doesn't win early, right? Dotson does a nice job here, but he doesn't give up on the play. Look at how he stays square to the line of scrimmage. He stays square to the quarterback. He's in an athletic stance so that if one of his teammates gets home to Stafford and he steps up in the pocket, that's exactly where Carter is waiting, and he's able to get his first sack of the afternoon. Just an outstanding job there from Reddick, from Jalen Carter, and certainly the Eagles defense. And again, they threw a lot of different things at the Rams and Matthew Stafford. Stafford just a season low, 222 yards through the air. That speaks a lot to this secondary, to the defensive front, what they did to harass him throughout the afternoon. Now, let's transition to our 5th and final play here from this game, and that's A.J. Brown, his 36-yard completion that resulted in a 15-yard horse collar on top of it to get the Eagles into scoring range late in the first half. A lot of the players after the game in the locker room said this was the momentum-changing play of the afternoon. Now, what you're going to see here from A.J. Brown, he's going to run a slant route where he's going to just work up the field and he's going to work towards the middle. Now, look at what Jalen Hurts is facing on this play. This is a 5-man pressure. All 5 of these Rams are coming at Jalen Hurts. They're playing cover 1, which is basically 1 high safety and man-to-man coverage across the width of the field. This is a great job from A.J. Brown and from Jalen Hurts, because when Jalen realizes, hey, you know what, this is a blitz, the middle of the field is unprotected. So I'm going to go to A.J. Brown here, and I'm going to put this out in front where only he can get it. Now, look at A.J. He does a great job fighting through this jam, and he works vertically up the field. That hard vertical stem is able to help him create separation at the top of the route from the cornerback. Eagles pass game coordinator Kevin Patullo came on Eagles game plan just last week and talked about this exact technique from A.J. Brown against Washington.
So if I'm running the route off you, Fran, I'm going to get inside, and I've got to lean into you to kind of create that space away from the next defender inside.
And he does it again here. He's going to work vertically up the field. Then he's going to put a hard step to the inside. And this is a great one-handed catch from A.J. Brown. And you can see from the end zone, this is a big-time throw from Jalen Hurts. You see all the yards after catch. Yards after catch is very often a quarterback stat, because you need great ball placement to allow your wide receiver to hit the ground running as soon as he catches this ball. And look at Jalen Hurts. Again, stepping back in the pocket, in rhythm. You don't even see A.J. Brown on this play, but Jalen Hurts delivers a perfect, precise ball right out in front. A.J. Brown never breaks stride, and he's able to get the explosive play. A couple plays later, the Eagles are able to go into the end zone with 2 seconds left in the half with a quarterback sneak. They take all the momentum into the locker room at halftime. Those are the 5 reasons the Eagles were able to come away with this win. Make sure you stay tuned to the Eagle Eye in the Sky podcast. We've got more analysis just like this coming your way.